Hiya. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to pick up a friend, catch up on work, or you've gone off something? Phrasal verbs like these are everywhere in English. In this video, I'm going to teach you 50 essential phrasal verbs, their meanings, and I'll give you some examples and show you how to use them naturally. So, stick around for some real-life examples. Welcome to High Flyer English with me, Steve Ellis, where I help you speak English fluently. Please remember to subscribe and like. It really does help me. Okay, let's go on. I'm going to categorize 50 phrasal verbs by themes, so it's easier for you to understand and remember them. And I'll show you how. So let's look at category 1, relationships and emotions. These phrasal verbs describe interactions, feelings, and personal relationships. Fall out, to argue and stop being friends. They fell out over money. To make up, to reconcile. They made up after the argument. Always a nice thing to do. Patch up. This has a similar meaning to make up. It's to repair a relationship. They patched up their marriage after counselling. Get along, to have a good relationship. I get along really well with my work colleagues. There's a great idiom with this one, to get along like a house on fire. Sounds very strange, doesn't it? But it means to get on really well. Hit it off, to become friendly with someone straight away, immediately. We hit it off on our first meeting. Oh, here's one that's less pleasant. To pick on, to bully or criticize unfairly. The teacher told the class to stop picking on John. This isn't very pleasant either. To shut out, to exclude someone. She felt shut out of the decision-making. Friends didn't like her new boyfriend and shut her out from their conversations. Oh, sorry, another not very pleasant, in fact, nasty one. To lash out, to reject angrily. He lashed out at the reporter's questions. To lash, well, to lash is to beat someone, often with a whip. He was tortured and lashed. So as I say, to lash out means to react angrily, in fury, probably shouting. Like, what do you think you're doing? Put it down. That's me pretending to lash out. To go off, to start disliking something or someone. I went off coffee because I decided I was becoming addicted. No, I'll never go off coffee. I went off eating shellfish after they made me really ill one time. I used to like John, but I really went off him. I got fed up with his sarcastic attitude. Let's move on to category 2, work and creativity. These describe work tasks, challenges, and perseverance. To catch up, to get to the same level, I need to catch up on emails after the holiday. I need to catch up on my studies. I'm not working hard enough. To keep up, to maintain pace. Some people like to keep up with the changing trends in fashion or whatever. You might find it hard to keep up with the changes in technology going on these days. Perhaps you find it hard to keep up at work with all the pressure that's put upon you. But then maybe you have to keep at it, to persist. Keep at it and you'll achieve your goals. Yep, I know English is difficult, but keep at it. You'll be fluent in the end. Sort out, to resolve or organize. We need to sort out this paperwork before the meeting. More informally, we need to sort out our holiday. We haven't decided where we're going yet. If we're going anywhere at all. It can also be used as a split phrasal verb. I need to sort myself out. I'm so disorganized. Or about someone else. She needs to sort herself out. She doesn't know what she's doing. Work through, to resolve a problem step by step. We're working through the issues on the project. I'm sure there's a solution to the problem. We just have to keep working through it. Back off, to stop interfering. She told him to back off and let her do the job. Back off and stop making suggestions. They're not helpful. I can do this on my own. Just back off. To turn down, to refuse. She turned down his offer of help. She made a proposal at the meeting, but it was turned down. To talk down, to speak condescendingly. Don't talk down to me. I know what I'm doing. Oh, Sally, I feel sorry for her. Her boss is always talking down to her like she doesn't know anything. To drag out, to prolong unnecessarily. They dragged out the negotiations for weeks. You can also use drag out in a different way. That's to get information from someone. We couldn't understand why the company was making such changes, and it was hard to drag out the reasons from the boss. Let's move on to the third category, travel and movement. These phrasal verbs describe actions related to physical movement or visiting places. Travel and movement are full of phrasal verbs. Run into, to meet someone by chance. I ran into an old friend yesterday. You probably know you can also bump into an old friend. Not to be taken literally, you don't actually collide with them, but you run into them, you meet them unexpectedly. Come over to visit someone's home. Why don't you come over for a meal one night? I went over to see Fred yesterday. He wasn't feeling very well. Drop by. This also means to visit, usually to visit briefly. She dropped by to say hello. I might be a little bit late home. I think I might drop by and see Janice. She hasn't been feeling very well lately. Do drop by if you're ever passing our way. Pick up, to collect someone or something. I'll pick you up at the station. Yeah, sure. I can give you a lift. What time do you want me to pick you up? When you're at the supermarket, can you pick up some cheese, please? The cheese in the fridge has gone off. Bring along, to take something with you. You can bring along a friend if you like. Oh, do bring along your guitar when you come to the party. It would be great to have a sing-song. Set up, to arrange. We set up the tent by the lake. I think we need to set up a meeting to solve this problem. See off, to say goodbye. We went to the airport to see her off. See off can also have another meaning, not really in this category. Let's say some kids are misbehaving outside your house. You might go out and see them off. Well, you're not waving to say goodbye. You're basically shooing them away, telling them to go away. Go away, kids. Make your noise elsewhere. But in this category, it's to say goodbye. You might even just go to the door to see someone off. To knock about, to travel casually. We spent the weekend knocking about the countryside. When we're in the town, we knocked about the park. You can knock about with your friends. What did you do when you went to Brighton? Oh, nothing particularly interesting. We just knocked about. Run around, to be busy doing tasks. I've been running around all day doing errands. I ran around all over town trying to find a birthday present from Emma. Couldn't find one anywhere. Let's move on to category 4. Relaxation. Oh, great, we're going to calm down. Oh, and stress. Maybe not. So relaxation and stress. We can wind down. This means to relax. After work, I like to wind down with a nice cup of tea. Of course, being British, that's what many of us do. In my case, it's usually coffee. You might wind down watching a film. You might wind down chatting to friends, having a catch up with friends. So to wind down, to relax. To wind down is something that we all need to do at times. Chill out, to calm down. Chill out. It's not a big deal. You probably know this one. You can just say chill. Come on, chill. But often we say chill out. Come on, chill out. Chill out and enjoy yourself. Stop worrying about it. And chill out, of course, is the name of my podcast. I use chill out because I like to teach in a calm, relaxed way. It's the best way of learning. Wear out, to tire someone. Oh, the kids wore me out today. They were so active or they were so naughty. I feel worn out after that run. It's been such a busy day. I feel worn out. Of course, you can wear out other things. You can wear out your shoes, but here we're talking about being tired. You feel worn out. Ugh, I feel worn out. I'm going to bed. Night. No, I'm not really. Not yet. Mess around, to waste time. You might say to kids, stop messing around and do your homework. I'm guilty at messing around sometimes. I think it's a form of procrastination. I mess around doing things which aren't particularly important instead of getting on with what I should be doing. So you could say to someone at work, look, stop messing around. What you're doing at the moment is not important. Concentrate on the priorities. To let down, to disappoint. He let me down by not keeping his promise. The plumber let me down today. My washing machine's broken. He promised he'd be around at 11 o'clock. He never arrived. He let me down. Shout down, to silence someone. The crowd shouted down the speaker. Whenever I'm having a discussion with Barry, he always tries to shout me down. I can't make myself heard. People who shout you down are always eager to make themselves heard and not let anyone else speak. They think that their view, what they're saying, is more important. Shut out, to block or exclude. Music helps me shut out distractions. For some reason, I wasn't invited to the meeting. I was shut out. Category 5, breakthroughs and challenges. These phrasal verbs describe achievements and overcoming obstacles. To break through, to overcome a barrier. The scientists broke through after years of research. For years, my boss wouldn't listen to my proposals. Finally, I broke through to him. I got him to understand what I meant and why my proposals might help. To stick up for, to defend. He always sticks up for what's right. His father always sticks up for him, even when he's done wrong. You should always stick up for what you believe in. Cut in, to interrupt. She cut in while I was speaking. Very irritating. And you can also use butt in, B-U-T-T, butt in. Work through, to resolve something difficult. We worked through the problem and improved our teamwork. Yeah, we didn't get on together at first, but we worked through it, and eventually we made a good team. We made a good partnership. To get over. This is a very common one. You probably know you can get over something emotional. You get over a relationship, get over a divorce, you get over someone dying. But it can also be used to mean to get over a problem, to solve. We finally got over the technical issue that was delaying us. We finally got over the issues that were dividing us, and we went on to make progress. Okay, so there you are, 50 common phrasal verbs, which you'll find that you can use in everyday situations. There are many more ways which you can do them, but we'll come on to those in another lesson. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Do remember to subscribe and like, and I hope to see you again later. Bye for now. Hiya. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to pick up a friend, catch up on work, or you've gone off something? Phrasal verbs like these are everywhere in English. In this video, I'm going